Got the middle name.
Okay, well, I'm here with Maya.
Hey.
And we are going to be touring today.
Yes, we are.
This is a fun day. Maya is very excited.
I'm not.
Because
this is a very fun day for you guys.
Because we are going to the Reagan Presidential Library.
Oh, goody.
This is going to be a lesson for Maya. We're going back to school today.
No.
She's loving the fact that we get to learn. Because you know, when you go places, it's nice to take a moment and educate yourself. You know, get a little education. No, they're not superheroes. So join us today as we go and tour and see what we find.
Why do you talk like that? What's that card?
Pretty views out here. Oh, well,
Okay, don't run towards it. Oh, look at it standing up. It's doing a little dance. It's doing push-ups. Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that.
You know, look at you push-ups. Oh, it's so cute. Do we not want to honor all the presidents? Oh my God. This place is
and here we are.
Oh, good.
Maya's very much looking forward to this.
As well as governor and president.
Don't call it a thespian.
Yes.
This is pretty.
Yeah.
This is a highlight.
Here's the courtyard of the library. Maya's
I can wish my way out of here.
very excited to see things. And here we are entering the grand entrance. We'll see how much they let me film in here. But this is what I'm getting so far.
That is awesome. Yeah, we like Presidential Library. We have a few pieces of outdoor hardware as well, so be sure to visit in the back over there too. Okay. Oh, would you like to have one, sir? Okay. That's fine.
We're coming to the entrance, the Presidential Library. I got this statue here and a quote from Reagan. And then we're going to go to the main museum first?
Let's do the main museum.
Alright. And then we'll do Star Wars.
And that's what I'm going to do. Let's start with the record in the period between 1976 and 1980. The strongest economy in the world was pushed to the brink of collapse.
There is a bust of Reagan. It is a gift from Arnold and Maria Schwarzenegger. So that's pretty interesting. Can't say it's the best looking thing, but still cool that it came from Schwarzenegger. And then over here is the Bible, which he took his oath of office on, so that's pretty cool. And then he has some garments here from when he used to play football, I believe. Some swimming. Oh, no, maybe it was swimming, because it does say 200-yard relay. Or maybe I'm getting it confused with the fact that he was a lifeguard. Maybe those are running ribbons. But either way, oh, and this is a tile that came from the fireplace in Reagan's boyhood home. So that tile came from his old house. And here is a tribute to Nancy and Ronald. This is the piece of cement. Not sure where that came from. I think it says so down there, but anyway. Wedding ring, cake topper, bouquet, and then some letters that they wrote to each other. as well as some telegrams that were sent between them as well. Kind of cool. Way before text messaging had telegrams. Oh, look at that. There's me. I'm like old-timey radio now. Cool, there's a script here. It's not running though. Alright. Move along. So, as many people know, Reagan was an actor and on the radio. And so they've got a tribute here to his work in the entertainment industry. Here's a little
Ronald Reagan first entered the spotlight as an
GE
actor,
theater thing they have. Goes over his entertainment industry career. And then this talks about his work in the Screen Actors Guild, being part of the union, and some of the work he did to rid Hollywood of the communists that were in Hollywood. At the time, at least. Let's see. This is Reagan's military record. And then as we make our way through here, we've got some of the, what is it? Political advertisements. That's what I'm thinking. Campaign. God Lord, can't think of anything these days. Campaign paraphernalia that was given out as they ran for governor of California. So one of the things that Reagan was known for was his one-liners, and these were his notes that he would take on quotes, words of wisdom, things of that nature. And he would use these things in his speeches, intertwining them there. Some work he did on the energy crisis. Now we go into a nation in crisis. So this is going through what the country was like, late 1970s. High inflation, debt growing, people out of work, all kinds of craziness. The misery index. And then look, he's like, not on my watch, not on my watch. And so then we get into some change is afoot. And this is the campaign materials for Bush Reagan.
Establish rational goals and give our people something to order their lives with. If I'm elected, I shall regard my election as proof that the people of the United States have decided.
And then here is the inaugural map of 1980. And you can see that Reagan pretty much swept the country over Carter.
Bush, 23%, Reagan beat him better than 2-1.
So get a look behind the podium here, and we can see the teleprompter. So as you're giving a speech, you can look through there.
Oh, there you are.
But you don't say hold for applause. That's where you're supposed to leave out. And some people continue and they're like, and I hold for applause. And then here is a timeline of events. all the things that happened in the first couple months. That was a clock given to Reagan by Margaret Thatcher. And then here are the inaugural attire worn by Nancy and Ronald. Oh, there's George Bush right there. I went the wrong way. These are the first 70 days. I started at day 70. Alright, and then we're going to continue our tour through here.
Ready to go? Assassination attempt video, 1 minute long. It will come on once I close the door. March 13, 1981. It will come on once I close the door. That's right, yeah, John English Jr.
Where do you want me to go?
In front of me, because then I can stand above you.
Oh, this is when he was shot.
Yep.
And then this is the suit that he was wearing when he was attempted to be assassinated.
And there he is standing right.
So that's kind of crazy. And then the x-ray where the bullet was. That is the jacket he was wearing. And then some people might remember when he would do, he came out in his red sweater, and then here are some canes he was using while he was recovering. But I remember watching TV and seeing him in that red sweater. It was kind of cool. This is a replica of the Oval Office.
The original was made from the timbers of the HMS Resolute. It was a British ship that got stuck in the ice in the 1850s. It was abandoned by the British sailors. And when it broke free and came down our eastern seacoast, a Boston whaling captain salvaged it. It was refurbished, sitting in a wheelchair. So he ordered that panel to be made. It is on hinges, for those of you that can remember that picture of John Kennedy playing underneath the desk. It does open up. It's the only thing the eagle now looks towards, the olive branches. But that panel was ordered before that. President Reagan couldn't comfortably get his knees underneath it. He was one of our taller presidents, so he had a 2-inch panel to raise it up in offices. And it stayed there until 1961, when President Kennedy took office as a stand.
And here are the telephones that were sat on the president's desk. And then the one there on the right is from Camp David. So those are the phones he would use for secure communication to the cabinet. Alright, so now we're going to go along this way here. Some more pictures of the president in office. And now we are heading to a room, more artifacts. I'm not exactly, oh, it's kind of a replica of the White House. Videos of the entertaining they did at the White House. And then here is a eagle podium. You know, they call it a podium. It's actually a lectern, because a podium is something you stand on, and a lectern is something you stand behind. But you know, I don't want to get too technical here, but I'm just saying. Oh my god, I saw this. I thought this was Emmett Otter, but it isn't. But I just saw it out the corner of my eye, and I was like, ooh, Emmett Otter. Nope. And then here is some of the presidential china that they used to do entertaining. And these are some of the gifts that were given by dignitaries from around the world. So, interesting little things they provide. Oh, and here are more things. Ooh, a Maltese falcon, a gold-plated falcon. And there are all kinds of neat little things. And then they have some things there that have been worn by or given to Nancy Reagan. Have her passport over there. That's interesting. And over here they have some of the stuff from when she was a kid. Maya's checking that out.
What she means by that is maybe she found the role.
And here are some of the outfits that Nancy wore during different events and entertaining that they did at the White House. So as people probably remember, Nancy was a big part of Reagan's presidency. I mean, she was with him all the time. And was an advisor and, unelected, led things like the Just Say No campaign.
That's such a pretty dress.
Maya really likes this dress right here. And then this, the gridiron dinner costume, is probably one of the more colorful outfits. And then we come through the hallway, and the exhibit continues this way. We've got the Air Force One pavilion. So this will be cool because it's going to be the Air Force One that Reagan traveled in when he was president. So this will be interesting. This is the big highlight, I think.
You need to continue on this.
As we're making our way over, we see this big statue of Reagan on a horse. And here we are with Air Force One.
Yes.
And this is the plane that Reagan used when he was president. Crazy. This thing is massive. That is so wild that they got this whole thing in here. That is so awesome. So we're going to go inside that. And then down here, they have some of the vehicles from the presidential motorcade. Oh, and then they've got Marine One down there too. So this will be neat. All right, so now we're going to, before we get on the plane, we're going to go through this section here, which has a bunch of photos of his world travels. And the total miles flown during each of the years in office, and all of the different places he went. There's Gorbachev.
Where's the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics?
And then here is a map of all the different places he went. So Indonesia, China, South Korea, the USSR, as it was called at the time. Lots of different places he went. And he went in that thing right there. So we're going to go hop aboard that, take a look. And then here is a dedication to the United States Secret Service, starting with its foundation in 1865, and all of the things that they were involved in through 1981, where they protected the president, not from getting shot, because he actually did get shot, but that's kind of where we saw them spring into action. And of course, familiar with the fact that everybody is kind of part of that action every single time. And they safeguard the national currency. And if you want to be a Secret Service agent, you can apply inside. Okay, and here's the other side of Air Force One. Oh, it is not anymore Air Force One, but the plane that we're going to go tour, and here's the inside, what it looked like. And then a little cafe down there. I think they do events and stuff down there. And here's a little bit of a layout of what the inside looked like. And then they've got Marine One down there as well, so we'll go check that out. Got the Reagan Lounge. That'll be cool. And some more pictures of what the inside looked like. And then over here, I mean, just it's in a really, really cool place. You know, when these hills are green, because right now it's the middle of summer, so they are not green, but I'm sure when they're green, it looks amazing out here. Here we are on the red carpet, getting ready to come in. And we can get our picture taken. So we're going to do that right. What's that?
Do not touch items on display.
All right. Well, don't do that, Maya. All right. So here is the plane. We're getting ready to board here. Got the presidential seal on the outside door. We're getting ready to go inside. And here we are, stepping foot through the threshold. Give the old tap of the outside. Oh, sure. Now we're going to check out the cockpit up here. It's a C-137C. So the tail number is 27,000. See, I thought it was a model 27,000, but that's because I know nothing about aviation. So this is a printer they had up here. State-of-the-art technology for the time. And then here is the cockpit, flight deck, so navigation. And this was where they made all the magic happen. Pretty cool. Alright, swing around this way. Some storage, some uniforms. And then over here, we've got more communications.
These fancy computers that were not on when President Reagan was on it. You notice he's got teletypes when he was on it. So these fancy computers were what it looked like in 2001 when it was decommissioned.
Wow. All right. This is the state-of-the-art technology of the time.
It was. Yeah. Literally were bulletproof, fireproof, waterproof, freezer-proof military computers.
Wow. And then here the presidential lounge. So that's where the president sat with his dignitaries, with his family. The restroom back there. So that is really cool. And making our way down the hallway here. So definitely a little. I mean, it is some tight space in here. But this is the back end where we just looked through. Couch, sit and talk. But I tell you, you know what's crazy is airplanes just smell the same, regardless. Right? State of the art Sony TV there, and then another office area to sit and meet. It is a little warm in here. That's when they're going, how long they're going to be there. Again, no video monitors at the time, so. And you come out of there, and you get to where more passengers were able to sit. So this was where
Did you hear about this room?
the military sat, maybe? Got jelly beans there, of course.
I'm here. So here, this is where the president had his, his cabinet and staff members, photographer as well as his doctor. Lieutenant Colonel Chilander was here. He carried the nuclear football for President Ronald Reagan. And President Ronald Reagan never slept on board. He would bring cards and letters from folks, everyday folk like you and I. He would write his rough draft to all the cards and letters, give the responses to his secretary there. And there was also another typewriter here, but they moved that so that I could speak to you. And she would type out his response, put on White House stationery in a White House envelope, seal it, stamp it, be ready to mail. Landed. And if you were on board Air Force One, you'd be sitting in this next room here. That's for visitors and for
Yeah.
Beyond that was
This is where visitors sat. So maybe press and media, or family and friends.
The press is back here?
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't need leg room. They're good.
Then this is the galley.
Sitting back here.
And I would imagine, let's see. Oh yeah, there's a galley that way. And then restrooms here, and places to hang your coats.
So, but basically almost everyone else had these two in the back of the plane. So,
was Air Force One, so very cool. Oh, gotta get the elevator. Dun, dun, dun. And then here is all of the Air Force Ones. There's an engine over there. And this is the underbelly. Alright, so here are the vehicles from the motorcade. This is that old Chevy Silverado. That was used. Now this is Reagan's limousine, Cadillac. Man, you can see that thick glass in there. Doors are probably really heavy, bulletproof and whatnot. Presidential limousine. How much did that thing weigh? Let's see, does it tell you? It doesn't say how much it weighed. I imagine it's really heavy. And then a police car. For the lead of the motorcade. We're going to Marine 1, which is right here. Get to walk through this as well. Going aboard Marine 1. And gonna have to duck through here. And then this is the cockpit for Marine 1. Controls. And then a little jump seat right here. And a couple seats. Yeah. It does smell like somebody's been smoking in here. But that's it. It's a little short view. Not a very big helicopter, but typically not going very far in it. So that is that. And then this is the GE engine that is powering Marine 1. So that's pretty cool. Get to see what that's all about. So as we continue the tour, we come into the Reagan Leadership Lounge, I think is what they called it. Could be wrong on that, but this is various things. Oh my goodness, this is a lot. There's a lot of noise in here now. But Rebuilding America. So this is the Supreme Court. I guess these are the justices that Reagan selected for the Supreme Court. And then this is when Reagan basically kicked all of the air traffic controllers out and busted the union there. So that was a big deal. And then in 1984, so with the electoral map we showed before, right? He had lost a few states. This time, he'd only lost one state. So everybody voted Reagan. Crazy landslide. I think Mondale only won his home state, and that was it. This is the Challenger disaster. And then the refurbishment of the Statue of Liberty. And then they have an exhibit here as you continue on of the Berlin Wall. And so this is a portion of the Berlin Wall that eventually came down under Reagan. And this is a communist soldier, East German soldier's uniform and briefcase concealed a decoder that was used by the state security police known as the Stasi. So this is a replica. I think this is a replica. I don't think this is the Berlin Wall. Ooh, you can crawl through here. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh. Those are dogs. And then you can go through here. This is just the other end. So you get to crawl through the wall like a mouse. So if you're a political prisoner, they would put you in this straitjacket and haul you off to prison. And then here is these are all of the communist dictators that contributed to communism. And then moving on, we've got other dictators around the world. The Ayatollah Khomeini, Fidel Castro, Yasser Arafat, Assad, and Ortega. And as we continue our tour past communism, there's a whole section here on peace through strength, and this focuses on things that we did with spending for the United States military and creating things like the Star Wars program, GPS satellites, all kinds of things that help to strengthen our position globally, because there were people in other parts of the world that were spending a tremendous amount of money on weapons and missiles and nuclear arsenals. So this is the prison uniform of a Catholic priest that was imprisoned for 2 decades for trying to support human rights, and he was imprisoned for wanting to ensure that people were treated fairly. Here's a copy of the nuclear treaty signed by Reagan and Gorbachev. And then this whole section here is dedicated to the summit. So there is a copy of this book here. So you can see the covers on the other side. But that's the book. And then this is a statue of their summit. So this is a girder from the wreckage of 9/11, and the 343 represents the number of New York fire personnel that were killed during 9/11. And then as we continue on, there is also a Bronze Star that was issued to Thomas Lee Riley. And then as we continue on, we get into a little bit more of Reagan's private life. So there is a stubby horse here that if you want to jump on and take a picture, I should get mine to take a picture on this. But a lot of Reagan's accessories that he had on the ranch. And then there are a lot of belt buckles here that it's probably gifted to him from lots of folks from around the world, around the U.S. And we got saddles. These belt buckles are really cool. Very ornate. And then just next door from where we were are more medals and accolades given out to various people during his presidency. A cowboy hat made out of Waterford crystal. That's kind of cool. Cowboy boots worn by Reagan at the National Convention in 1992. And a Trojan tribute given to him by USC Trojan Marching Band. And then here is Reagan's final letter that he wrote. They titled The Sunset of My Life, November 5th, 1994. He wrote this letter to the American people, revealing that he has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. I was just telling Maya, like, crazy to think that, like, somebody who did so much probably passed away not realizing all the things that he did. And then this is as you conclude. With the passing of Reagan.
But with Ronald Reagan's passing, some very fine days are behind us. And that is worth our remembering. But we will join soon enough. All of us. We're going to be our home. We're going to be our food.
And here is a letter written by the Queen talking about how she and Philip were thinking about him.
To perfection in the company of the saints.
And then this is the bugle that was used to play taps. And Reagan's riding boots. And then this is the flag that was draped over Reagan's casket when he had passed. And then the condolences book. And then lastly, as we exit some of the china that was used. And then, of course, as always, exit through the gift shop. What? Star Wars stuff? Yeah, we gotta go through. Spaceballs. What? Spaceballs. Do we just go this way? Alright, let's see if my camera holds out here, but we're going into the Star Wars exhibit, which is also here at the library. So, here with a look. Oh, look, there's Maya. She doesn't know I said hi to her. But this is the entrance of the exhibit. Starts off with a couple movie posters that George Lucas had. And then some drawings and renderings of artwork that were used in the film. And then this is the camera and rig that was used for blowing up the Death Star, which, funny enough, we had the opportunity to tour the studio where they used this, thanks to a good friend of ours. And some artwork for the Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. Looks like a shot list. Storyboard, maybe? Yeah, storyboard. And then we have Darth Vader's helmet and a script from the movie. And then we have
that's how they made
the lightsabers.
Wow. That's cool.
Which are constructed out of camera gear. A couple more posters and the Verbo axe. And then more weapons over here. We've got Princess Leia's blaster. get a good look at them this way. Oh, and then more lightsabers. Got Luke's lightsaber. A couple variations of that. And then some Star Wars plates and pictures from production. 20th Century Fox China. Okay, what would you rather have? Presidential China or Star Wars China?
Star Wars.
And then here is Carrie Fisher's director's chair. And then some of the masks that were used in the filming. That one probably looks familiar. Oh, and then over here we have a little Yoda replica. And oh no, that's Count Dooku. I thought that was Yoda's lightsaber. And then here's another Carrie Fisher chair, along with Princess Leia's gown from the original Star Wars. And there's the medal. She was only 17 at the time. Here's a couple of the alternative logos for Star Wars. The interesting. I'm glad they didn't go with these. I don't like these nearly as much. So, Stormtrooper rifle, Princess Leia's lightsaber, and also her blaster, and then a couple of the scripts in there as well. And then, of course, the famous Princess Leia outfit that lots of people like to try and dress like, and then some Stormtrooper helmets, along with a Rebel Trooper hat. And then, of course, they got the land speeder here. I'm not sure if this is film used or not. Might be, but that is the land cruiser, land speeder, land cruiser. That's something else. That is also something that was in the film. Here's the desk from IKEA that they got for little Anakin. It's his little Anakin helmet there. Some collector paraphernalia here. Some CDs, playing cards, comic books. Oh, look at that. We got the VHS collection there. We have that at home. And then, of course, this exhibit is related to the Star Wars program that Reagan sponsored, and which is why this is here. Good way to attract a crowd and get people interested in coming to the Reagan Library. But this is more dedicated to the U.S. Star Wars program that went on. And this is a film that shows the DOT system, I think, from Hughes Aircraft. So that little film is this thing going off, and it is part of the SDI program. Star Wars Defense Initiative, I think is what it is. I don't know. I'll look it up. The Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI. So this is a test film of that little thing working. So that's kind of cool. And then as we make our way through here, we've got the readiness console station. So I bet all of these computers here probably can be put into an iPhone these days. But this was the command center for Hughes rockets, which are here. And then lastly, as we exit, we come across a TIE fighter. a stormtrooper, and then this was the exit that we came out of for the Presidential Library. We got Darth Maul over there, and then of course we turn our way to the gift shop. So we'll see what we find in here. Alright, so what's interesting about this sign here is that this is also a saying that is on the desk of the former president of Coca-Cola, CEO of Coca-Cola, Robert Woodruff. So that is on his desk as well. And then, if you like, you can smell like Reagan, so that's cool. Or you can get a either a Democrat or Republican tie. Okay, well, this is not how I expected to end my day, sitting here in the dark at a charging station where I've been for the last over an hour now, waiting for a charging slot to open up. Don't ever rent an EV unless it's a Tesla, because there seems to be plenty of Tesla charging stations all over town. And supposedly this car is one that's supposed to be able to go to a Tesla charging station, but that's only if the station has an adapter that fits it. So yeah, this has been a pretty miserably sucky experience. I think I got here somewhere around 10 o'clock. It's currently coming up on 11:30. And finally, the next in line. So, ending this video, it was a great day out at the museum. Got to see a lot of really cool stuff, but this blows. Don't rent an EV. This car, the Polestar 2, is just terrible. It's small. It's uncomfortable, especially as I've been sitting in this thing for quite a while now. And this is just a terrible experience. So if you have the option to get an EV rental, highly recommend that you just skip it. Even in California, you know, it's like, oh, well, gas is $5 a gallon or more. You know, if your time is worth more than this, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Anyway, looks like a slot is finally opening up. Hopefully I can get charged here in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Yeah, an additional 30, 45 minutes, and then I'll be good to go. So, all right, folks, hope you enjoyed it. Had a great day until now, but that's it. Have a good one.